Good evening, everyone. It's been a little bit over a week, and just got back and drew out this little sort of weekly outline that we have here. Now, at the end of last week when I left, that was on that Tuesday ramp up session. I'd mentioned that I thought we're getting some sort of end of month markup, and Shorts actually did a really great job. I mentioned this in the Discord, and that was that around 45.45 was going to be the spot that I was thinking would be. If you were a short biased individual, that would be the spot to put on the swing short at 45.45 above there, and you'd re-enter this upper balance, this sort of thing. And at that point, you're going to get back into the August Open, and you're likely going to take out these highs or at least turn around here. You'll be offside. So this to me was the area shorts need to hold, and wow, did they do a really great job doing it. They held it, and then eventually were able to apply pressure below that old RTH weekly high at 45.07-ish, wherever that is. I can't really figure it out right now. That is where the old weekly high was on the RTH. Managed to get that breakdown, and below this sort of area here, below that kind of 44.98, that first half of the year high, somewhere around here, this 94-ish. Is that the number I'm thinking of? Yes, maybe I'll slide this down in that case. Something like this. Or I suppose the first half of the year's high is somewhere over here, 44.98, yes. What I was thinking was if we break back down below there, we should have a nice bunch of inventory here of those breakout boys that should flush down. We got the flush down to where we made that, quote, demand zone, and short cover bids should be present, and that's where we had our short covered bids. Now, moving into tomorrow, do we spend tomorrow and Friday kind of just churning into here, or do bears try and make a run below these short cover bids and get into this lower balance? And when I talk about that lower balance, what I'm talking about is something like this, kind of like this area. So are we able to chew through these short covered bids, get into this kind of 44.23 spot, last week's RTH low there? Are we able to get below that, break that weekly low, break below the 95% monthly value area low sitting at 43.58? That is quite a ways away. Not sure we'll get into that, but I do think that if we get below that 44.23, that prior week's RTH low, we can start looking at getting into that 43.90-ish kind of spot, getting into this sort of area here, this lower part of the balance. So that's how I'm looking at this heading into tomorrow. NQ, I didn't have time to get into, but let's get into the ES for a second in terms of levels that I'm looking at for tomorrow. I think you may be able to find a long somewhere around 47s. I think you'll probably be fighting momentum, so any sort of longs are going to be a little bit tougher to stick with compared to the short side. Below there, 31 is my main level of interest on the bids down to 25. This is sort of the lower end of this little balance that we made here. Also the highs of this kind of balancy area. So that's the area that I'd like to see longs protect. Below there, and again, I think this starts to get knife catch. You can try it at 17s, 15s, or 12s. I think there's a weekly point of control somewhere in there. Below there, 43.03 quarter. Now we're getting into that, 44.03 and 4400. There was an old point of control at 44.03, so there's an old daily VWAP close at 4400. I don't think we'll be trading anywhere below there, so let's talk about the upside, potential short levels of interest. If we start breaking things like the opening range low, the IB low, the overnight low, that sort of stuff, perhaps taking shorts around 60 half or 65 or 70 half may be of interest to get those moves lower below 47 and into 31s. Now, instead, if we start moving upwards, perhaps there's a short opportunity at 82, 86, but I think the real numbers to watch for tomorrow will be the T+2 low gap close at 45.01 half. I think that's also where the external trading hours monthly VWAP is sitting. Yes, 45.01 quarter currently, and above their 08s, that being again right around that old month weekly high at 45.07 half. That also being a point of control from this Tuesday session where we mostly just churned around. So That's how I'm looking at it. I'm aware there's a level around 96 and all that sort of stuff, but I think the majority, the main shorts that I would be interested in, if we do rally up, are 01 and 08. The main long I'd be looking at is 44.31. Anyway, hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. Maybe I'll be able to run the numbers on NQ in the morning. Not sure how early I'll be getting up. Already 11 p.m. over here on the West Coast. So we'll see how that goes. Have a great night and trade safe, you guys.